again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Wildcat Country, the program devoted entirely to University of New Hampshire athletics. I'm your host, Mike Murphy. Spring on the UNH campus, an exciting time as we get set to close out the year, but not before we bring you another exciting episode. We'll talk about UNH spring football and what that means. The women's lacrosse season starting to wind down. Two senior captains who have had illustrious careers. We'll learn more about them, and we'll have some of the fun highlights of what it's like to be a UNH student athlete. One such student athlete is Brice Paey of the men's track and field team. Paey's story, not all that unique. From New Hampshire, played multiple sports, but here at UNH, as he gets set to cap his collegiate career, we're learning that Mr. Paey's career is just starting when it comes to throwing the shot put.
I'm originally from Milton, New Hampshire. I did all three events for high school. I did javelin, discus, and shot put, and eventually evolved into a shot putter by my senior year.
Brice was one of those, late recruits, St. Thomas Aquinas, throwing 50, 54 feet, not a lot of coaching. I think, in terms of high school, Mom was really doing his coaching.
Coach B has been, not only a coach, a mentor, somebody who's taught me the sport and taught me a lot about what needs to go into it to be a successful athlete.
You really pushed the left back around the fence. It went this way instead of that way. And I think that was a whole difference on the way the ball went up.
His goal is definitely the same as mine, to eventually get me throwing as far as I can, whenever that may be.
You've got, this is this 16-pound ball of rotationally molded steel, and you've got to want to see it fly.
It's not just brute strength. My strength levels are a lot higher than a lot of people who throw, and people who have actually had a few better pops, at different schools. It's taken a lot of time to develop the technique to bring my baseline up to, over 60 feet.
There's only probably been 20 men in the history of New England college track and field to ever break 60 feet. So he's only one of 20 to ever throw 60 feet with a shot.
He's put in a lot of hours in the field house, whether it's up here in the track, outside, or in the weight room.
The sport of throwing, and particularly shot putting, lifting is your practice. It is your practice.
There's this definite correlation between your weight room numbers and how far you throw. And I think to be the best in throwing, you got to be up there in the weight room as well. And he definitely gets after in the weight room time after time.
Lifting has always been very important for me. I feel I'm a thrower that's going to develop later on, and my college career has been successful, and I have thrown fairly far in it. But I feel like my real, life best throws are going to come down the road, and to do that, I needed to build a baseline strength.
Brice is probably our strongest athlete, pound for pound, since I've been here for 10 years. He's a tremendous athlete. He can jump. He can run. Just his work ethic, his drive, his motivation has gone hand in hand with his development physically in the weight room and also out in the throwing ring.
It's the mental ability to move big weights. And again, certain kids have that passion. You get a friend of mine wrote a book years ago called For Ironheads Only. He'd be the perfect ironhead. Those not allowed in Planet Fitness. He would be one that is, you'd banging weights and screaming and I like to move things type of guy.
I tell you what, one thing about Brice is that he is not only a leader in the track and field, but he's a leader in the athletic department. Guys and girls alike look up to him and rely on his leadership because he is such a positive role model and he's a hard worker. You can't not get excited when he's in here or when he's around you.
There you go. Yes, sir.
See, that's it. See the difference?
Yeah.
On the field, he's very competitive and intense. Recently, actually, it was a practice throw, and he didn't go the way he wanted to, and he took his sunglasses off, he threw them on the ground, and he stomped them, and it was just really intense moment for a practice, and it was just kind of made everyone else laugh quietly. You don't want to like laugh at him, obviously, but it was comical. Afterwards, he laughed about it, but like in the moment, he's just a very serious guy.
I think he's going to go big. I mean, he finally hit 60 feet in winter, and that's just a base. I think he can go a lot bigger. I know he wants to get to that mid-60s range, go to nationals.
It's great to watch. Like, it's good to see him have like this type of success, like coming as his last year. I think I'm expecting big things from him outdoors. Definitely getting to nationals this year and getting it done and representing UNH well.
I'm not sad it's the senior year because I anticipate working with him over the next 4 or 5 years in here. I don't see him leaving. I don't see him, not training for track and field.
My ideal goal is to find a job where I can continue training. I definitely see a future for myself in throwing, whether it be for a club team or for something larger than that, where I can continue improving how far I've thrown. And I know that myself, with track, which is a great sport for a lot of people because they can train after school and your skill level can get to how much work you want to put in. So if you want to throw farther, you work harder. So it does pay off for a lot of people, and that's something that's helped me along the way. So I'd like to continue to throw because I know that I can throw a lot farther.
Held out front. Murphy winds up. Her shot blocked. Sent outside the dotted line. 4 seconds left. 3. Sent to the far sideline. And this game is over. For the first time since 1998, the New Hampshire Wildcats are the America East Field Hockey Champions.